Hello, welcome to this AV-LAN review of the Denon DBT-1713 Blu-Ray player. We're going to talk to you about the features of this Blu-Ray player, the best way to set it up, its network connectivity, and what we think the sound and video quality is like. This is Denon's entry-level Blu-ray player, and it's a universal player, which means it can play a lot of different discs. So not only will it play CDs, DVDs and Blu-rays, but it'll also play Super Audio CDs as well as DVD audio and a few different things, like you can have CDs or DVDs with DVX or XVID or that kind of thing all burnt onto the disc. It'll also play an awful lot from a USB stick and across its network, which we'll talk to you a bit more in a bit. Now here at AV-LAN, if you buy it from us, we make this player multi-region for DVDs and also make it now, you can manually change the region for Blu-ray. Now we can't guarantee this will always be the case, a future firmware update might wipe out this ability, but currently this is, at the time we made this review, that's something that we can offer, and we supply USB sticks that let you change the region. Now some of the improvements on last year's model from Denon are its ability to play back different formats of video and audio, and one of the notable things is its startup time, which you can see here from putting the disc in to actually playing the film is quite quick. It gets to the menu quite quickly, so it's now actually read the disc. It's now actually on the menu, and then you press play to play the film, and it starts playing. So it's fairly quicker than a lot on the market, and certainly quicker than the previous models. Here's inside the machine, and being a sort of entry-level model, it doesn't have an awful lot in here, but you can see that that's the actual transport that reads the actual disc with a laser in it. That's the power supply. This is the main video and audio board. And networking. This is everything that the machine does is all on that one board. Now on the back panel you can see it's pretty sparse because it's a transport, so it only has analog left and right audio outs. The rest of it is all HDMI. It has networking, and then it has the ability to be controlled remotely using infrared flashes. If you've got a remote that lets you do that. It has a detachable power cord as well. Now these are the setup menus. There's not an awful lot of things to change in here, but things like screensaver, whether you want auto standby, energy saving mode, HDMI control on or off. There's a few different things. Update the firmware. You can change the select what menus you want to automatically, whether you want the menus and subtitles and things to actually come on in a certain language. Different things to do with the network setting, which we recommend if you're having problems with networking, to set a manual IP address rather than using DHCP. Different options here as well to do with you can have more than one machine there. That remote ID, if you wanted two different machines, say maybe one set to region 1, one to region 2 for Blu-ray, region A and region B rather, you can do that. Different TV settings here. On the HDMI, you've got settings there. You can have it pure RGB output, deep color control, and 3D settings as well, because it will do 3D playback. And you set the screen size there as well. Audio output, it defaults to bitstream over HDMI, so it seems you're going to use this with a home cinema amp, which is good. And it will pass through True HD and DTS HD master audio. Now this is networking features. It can play an awful lot back from music and audio. With music it will do FLAC 192 kHz. It will also do WAV files, but this is heavily dependent on what type of NAS drive you have. Your NAS drive has to be able to share these different video and audio formats. So we found a few of the different NAS drives on the market. A few different bits of software you can get for your PC don't allow certain formats, so wouldn't allow FLAC. They don't allow to browse by folder, whereas this NAS drive we're using here, this Ready NAS Duo, does allow you to play FLAC, and the player quite happily does that. So it'll do high resolution audio as well. We were quite impressed with that. Their current Denon AV receivers don't do that. They don't do 192 kilohertz flat. They only do 96 kilohertz. So we were quite impressed that it would do that. You can see here it lets you browse also WAV files. So if you haven't bothered to encode them in FLAC, which has tag information, you can do that. It'll also do MP3, Windows Media Audio. It's pretty quick at playing the files as well. Now if we go back out, we can also show you the various video formats, and that's one of the things that we were really impressed with. Last year's model would play an awful lot. This one now does it better. So it will play, for instance, a copied Blu-ray, an M2TS file, raw file, nothing not re-encoded or messed around with. It will play that now at 24 frames per second, which last year's wouldn't. It also will do VOB files from a DVD, and it will play MKV files. It will play MP4. It will play XVID, so AVI files, MP4 there. You can see MPEG-2, TS files. There isn't anything that we actually put on our NAS drive that this wouldn't play. We couldn't find a video format that it wouldn't play. You can see here, this is playing one of our videos, reviews, and it plays it fine. It's quick, it's nippy, and passes the audio through as well, so it will do the True HD as well from a M2TS file. Here you can see it's got a feature, a direct button actually on the remote control to do YouTube, and it'll also do HD. Now, quite useful because there are some films now on YouTube posted on some longer things. Useful thing to be able to do, especially if you haven't got a computer in your main room hooked up to your AV amp, is to be able to browse things on YouTube. Here you can see you can watch our videos as well on YouTube, and it's quite, with a good internet connection, it's quite quick, and like I say, we'll also do HD, so quite clever. Now, pros and cons. Pros: the amazing different formats it will play is absolutely brilliant, and we're really impressed with that. Cross networking from USB and from discs. It's an all-round, good player for that. The picture quality is also improved in last year's model, and for its price, there's not an awful lot around in the market that's as good as this. On the con side is its build quality. It has a plastic fascia, and as you saw, there's not an awful lot under the lid. It's also quite light, so we think at the price you're paying for this unit, it's not the cheapest players on the market. There are much cheaper players on the market. It would be nice if it had better build quality, but I think it more than makes up for it with its impressive feature set. And if you do want a bit better picture quality and sound quality, then there is the next model up in the range, the 3313. So you can get better. That's the end of our review of the Denon DBT-1713UD. If you'd like to see more reviews or you'd like to purchase this player, please visit our website, avlan.co.uk. Thank you.